Across America, unsettling legends tell of strange and fearsome creatures that dwell in the shadows, lurking just beyond the reach of light, waiting for the bold or the unfortunate to encounter them. The tale of the Jersey Devil begins with Mother Leeds, a woman who lived in the Pine Barrens in the early 18th century. According to local legend, she had already given birth to 12 children and was pregnant with her 13th. Displeased with her situation, she reportedly exclaimed, "Let this one be the devil." Upon its birth, the child transformed into a grotesque creature, described as having the head of a goat, wings, and hooves. This monstrous being is said to have flown up the chimney, disappearing into the depths of the Pine Barrens. The tale was likely popularized through oral storytelling and became entrenched in local folklore, serving as a cautionary tale for those who might dare to challenge fate or express dissatisfaction with their circumstances. The Jersey Devil is typically described as having a head resembling that of a goat or horse, bat-like wings, and long, thin limbs with cloven hooves. Some accounts suggest it is around 3 to 4 feet tall, with a long, forked tail and a lean, emaciated body. Witnesses have reported hearing a terrifying screech or scream that is unmistakably eerie, often described as a combination of a woman's wail and a horse's neigh. Throughout history, there have been numerous sightings of the Jersey Devil, many of which have been documented in newspapers and local lore. Some notable incidents include the first reported sighting shortly after its birth, with locals claiming to have seen a strange creature flying over the Pine Barrens. In January 1909, a series of sightings were reported throughout New Jersey and even parts of Pennsylvania. Numerous people claimed to have seen the creature, describing it flying overhead, stalking livestock, and frightening horses. Newspapers at the time covered these sightings extensively, leading to public panic and calls for a hunt to capture the creature. Some skeptics argue that these sightings can be attributed to misidentifications of known animals, such as owls or deer. The media coverage during the 1909 sightings may have amplified public hysteria, leading to exaggerated claims. Some researchers have proposed that the Jersey Devil could be a misidentified animal suffering from a genetic mutation, resulting in unusual physical characteristics. The legend of the Fresno Nightcrawlers began in the late 2000s when a resident of Fresno captured bizarre footage on their home security camera. In the video, 2 small, white humanoid figures with long, thin legs and no discernible arms or heads are seen slowly walking across the property, and the strange figures were dubbed the Fresno Nightcrawlers. Since then, additional videos and stories have surfaced, adding to the mystery. The Fresno Nightcrawlers are unique in the world of cryptids, as their appearance and movements defy conventional explanations and don't resemble any known animal or humanoid being. The Fresno Nightcrawlers have been sighted primarily in California, with a few similar sightings reported in other parts of the world, such as Poland and Canada. These sightings, though less documented, suggest that Nightcrawler-like beings may not be exclusive to Fresno. Given their unusual appearance and movement, some believe that the Fresno Nightcrawlers may be extraterrestrial in origin. Their alien-like characteristics and elusive nature have led some enthusiasts to consider them visitors from another planet. The story of the Dover Demon began on the night of April 21, 1977. 3 separate encounters with a strange, alien-like creature occurred in Dover over a 24-hour period, witnessed by local teenagers. The sightings were taken seriously by the local press and even some members of the academic community, who were intrigued by the consistent descriptions of the creature. Due to the short span of sightings and the unique appearance of the creature, the Dover Demon remains a localized phenomenon with no other known encounters outside of this single event. The legend of Mothman began on November 12, 1966, when 5 men were digging a grave in a cemetery near Clendenin, West Virginia. They reported seeing a large, winged creature flying over their heads. This sighting marked the first known encounter with Mothman, but it was just the beginning. Just days later, on November 15, 1966, 2 young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, were driving near the abandoned West Virginia Ordnance Works when they encountered the creature. They described it as a 6 or 7 foot tall figure with glowing red eyes and enormous wings. The couples claimed the creature chased their car at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, prompting them to report the incident to the police. Following these initial encounters, reports of Mothman sightings began to accumulate, with numerous individuals claiming to have seen the creature in various locations around Point Pleasant. The legend took a darker turn in December 1967, when the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed during rush hour, resulting in the deaths of 46 people. In the aftermath of the tragedy, many residents recalled having seen Mothman in the weeks leading up to the collapse, leading to speculation that the creature may have been a harbinger of doom. Over the years, various theories have emerged about the identity and nature of the Mothman. Some believe the Mothman is connected to UFO sightings in the area, suggesting it may be an extraterrestrial being or a byproduct of alien encounters. Others propose that the Mothman is an interdimensional entity that crosses into our reality during times of crisis or impending disaster. Skeptics, however, argue that Mothman sightings may be attributed to mass hysteria, optical illusions, or misidentifications of known animals such as owls or large birds. The Beast of Bray Road is a legendary cryptid that has become one of the most famous and mysterious creatures in North American folklore. Associated with the rural areas of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, the beast is described as a large, wolf-like creature with humanoid features, often likened to a werewolf. Since the first reported sightings in the 1930s, the Beast of Bray Road has intrigued cryptozoologists, paranormal enthusiasts, and locals alike, with many wondering if it's an undiscovered species, a misidentified known animal, or something far more supernatural. The origins of the Beast of Bray Road can be traced to reports in the late 20th century. In 1936, the first recorded sighting of the beast occurred when a local farmer reported seeing a large, dog-like creature walking on two legs. The farmer described the animal as having glowing eyes and a fearsome appearance, but it was dismissed as a misidentified animal at the time. Over the years, sightings began to multiply, particularly in the 1980s and 1990s, as locals reported encounters with a strange, powerful creature near the edge of the woods that lined Bray Road. The beast is very large, with some reports estimating its height at around 7 to 9 feet tall when it stands on its hind legs, and possibly weighing around 300 pounds. When seen on all fours, it's said to resemble a large wolf or dog, but much bulkier and more intimidating. Many witnesses have reported sightings of the beast near dense wooded areas or secluded parts of the road, suggesting it may prefer to avoid human contact. However, there have been a few accounts where the beast has seemed to stalk or aggressively approach those who venture too close to its domain. Several farmers in the area have claimed that their animals, particularly cattle, have been found with strange wounds that they believe were inflicted by the beast. Some witnesses have also reported the beast chasing their vehicles at high speeds or even jumping onto cars before disappearing into the night. There are several theories about the true nature of the Beast of Bray Road, ranging from plausible to supernatural. One of the most widely accepted explanations is that the beast is simply a misidentified bear, dog, or coyote. Wisconsin is home to a variety of wildlife, including large predators like wolves and coyotes, which may have been mistaken for something more unusual. In particular, black bears are known to stand on their hind legs when curious or startled, which could explain some of the humanoid descriptions of the creature. Some believe it may be an unknown species of large wolf-like creature or a surviving member of an ancient predator species. The possibility of an undiscovered animal thriving in the forests of Wisconsin is not entirely out of the question, given the state's vast wilderness and the limited human presence in certain areas. Given the beast's humanoid features and the eerie sense of dread it evokes, some researchers suggest that the Beast of Bray Road may be a werewolf-like creature or a supernatural being tied to folklore. This theory has gained traction due to the creature's frequent appearances in local legends and its connection to other cryptid sightings in the region, such as the Michigan Dogman. Skeptics argue that the reports of the Beast of Bray Road could be part of a hoax or the result of misidentifications fueled by local folklore. Some of the sightings may simply be the product of overactive imaginations or sensationalized news stories. In rural areas, where stories of strange creatures often gain traction, it's possible that people might have seen an animal and exaggerated its appearance. The Loveland Frogman is a cryptid from Loveland, Ohio, known as one of the most intriguing creatures in cryptozoological lore. Described as a humanoid frog or lizard-like creature, the frogman has become a staple of local folklore and one of Ohio's enduring mysteries. With sightings dating back to the 1950s, this creature has captivated cryptid enthusiasts and fueled debates about its origin, nature, and the possibility of its existence. The story of the Loveland Frogman began in 1955, when a local businessman and a police officer reported strange encounters. This first sighting sparked decades of lore, with witnesses describing a frog-like or reptilian humanoid near the Little Miami River in Loveland. Over the years, sightings have increased, with multiple people claiming to have seen a creature that defies explanation. The earliest encounter happened on May 3, 1955, when a businessman reported seeing a creature standing by the road. According to his account, the creature was about 3 to 4 feet tall, with smooth greenish skin, webbed hands, and a frog-like face. It was described as humanoid in form but with amphibian features. Some theorists believe the creature could be a giant lizard, such as a monitor lizard or an escaped exotic pet, which might explain its frog-like appearance, but would not account for its humanoid features or bipedal gait. Another theory suggests that the frogman might be a mutated or evolved species of frog or toad with semi-human features. Some proponents of this idea even speculate that the creature could be a missing link between amphibians and early hominids, possibly due to genetic mutation or environmental factors that caused it to evolve into this strange form. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the Loveland Frogman's true nature, the creature has become a significant part of Ohio folklore, capturing the imagination of cryptozoologists and enthusiasts of the unknown. The Thunderbird is one of the most iconic creatures in Native American folklore, especially among the indigenous peoples of North America. Its legend is widespread among Native American tribes, each with unique interpretations and stories. The Thunderbird appears in the oral traditions of many Native American tribes, particularly those of the Great Plains, the Northwest Coast, and the northeastern regions of the United States. Tribes like the Ojibwe, Sioux, Lakota, Cherokee, Iroquois, and Algonquin have their own versions, while the Pueblo, Zuni, and Hopi peoples of the Southwest often consider it a powerful spiritual being or deity. In Native American mythology, the Thunderbird is typically depicted as a giant bird that creates thunder and lightning by flapping its wings. The Thunderbird is often regarded as a guardian spirit. Many tribes believe it has the power to protect people from evil spirits or dangers. Its ability to summon storms and lightning symbolizes its dominion over the natural world, as well as its role as a protector. In agricultural cultures, the Thunderbird was seen as a bringer of rain essential for crops. Thunderstorms were viewed as signs of the Thunderbird's flight, bringing rain and renewing the earth. So, the next time a thunderstorm happens near you, try to look for a bird or perhaps a thunder resembling a bird in the sky. In the early 1900s, the small town of Van Meter, Iowa, was gripped by terror as an eerie winged creature appeared night after night, known today as the Van Meter Visitor. This cryptid is one of the most mysterious creatures in American folklore. With its monstrous size, glowing horn, and strange behavior, the Visitor has fascinated and frightened people for over a century. The story of the Van Meter Visitor began in 1903. Townspeople started seeing a strange, terrifying figure that reportedly stood around 9 feet tall, with an impressive wingspan that allowed it to soar silently over the rooftops. The creature's most unusual feature was a single horn on its head that emitted a blinding light shining through the darkness like a searchlight. One of the first to encounter it was U.G. Griffith, a local businessman, who saw a bright light in the sky one night. Believing it to be a burglar with a lantern, he grabbed his gun and went to investigate, only to find a huge winged creature that vanished before he could get a closer look. Over the next few days, more locals reported encounters with the creature, including a doctor who claimed to have seen it flying across town. As fear grew, townsfolk banded together, attempting to drive it away with gunfire, but the creature seemed impervious to bullets. Witnesses described the Visitor as having a mix of animal features: leathery, bat-like wings, a large horned head, and bird or reptile-like features. Its talons were sharp and powerful, and its behavior was strange, as though it was exploring the town rather than attacking its inhabitants. Despite its intimidating size, the Visitor showed no obvious aggression, though its appearance struck fear into the hearts of everyone who saw it. The creature's horn was another mystery. The bright light it emitted was unlike anything people had seen before, lighting up the misty night streets. Some even compared it to the beam of an electric searchlight, which was a rare and new technology at the time. After several nights of strange sightings and failed attempts to kill the creature, the townspeople saw the visitor make its way toward an abandoned mine at the edge of town. According to witnesses, the creature entered the mine shaft and vanished underground. Some accounts even suggest that there may have been two creatures, as a second set of glowing eyes was seen entering the mine. In the following days, the townspeople gathered around the mine, blocking the entrance to keep the creature from escaping. With its final descent into the mine, the Van Meter visitor seemed to have vanished as suddenly as it appeared, leaving behind only questions and local legends. Since the 1903 sightings, many theories have surfaced regarding the Van Meter visitor's true nature. Some locals speculated it was a supernatural entity, a demon, or even an alien creature that had come from another world. Its glowing horn and imperviousness to bullets added an air of the supernatural that made more practical explanations seem unlikely. Others have suggested that it may have been an undiscovered species, a prehistoric creature awakened from an ancient slumber in the abandoned mine. Some cryptozoologists propose that it could be an American counterpart to the legendary Mothman, another winged cryptid sighted in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, several decades later. Though no concrete evidence has ever been found, the legend of the Van Meter visitor continues to inspire theories and speculations.